Hello everybody, and welcome back to the brighter side. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all how I saved $8,000 to $9,000 in 6 months to save for my new to me used car. My main focus in this video is to put my young black folks on, because I know a lot of us do not have many financial role models when it comes to saving or even anything when it comes to financial stability in general. So if you guys want to know the tips that I have for you, go ahead and keep on watching. My first tip would be to have some sort of reliable income, whether that be from a side hustle, from a 9 to 5, from YouTube, whatever you do, make sure you have some sort of reliable income. You cannot save any money if you do not have any money. I was working at a call center for the duration of the 6 months that I was saving for my car. I would get paid about $14 to $15 an hour, which means I would save about $700 to $800 per paycheck. That would be about $1,400 per month that I was saving from my 9 to 5. I was also refereeing, I still do, but I also referee youth soccer games on the weekends, and I would get paid about $200 from there. So I would save about $150 from whatever form of payment that I was getting paid that particular weekend. So I was saving about $1,500 to $1,600 a month. Another little piece of this tip would be to ask for help, whether that be hands-on or passively. If you can ask mom or dad or a few siblings for some help financially, go ahead and do that. We cannot be afraid to ask, because we know that closed mouths do not get fed. If you cannot ask for help financially, I will go ahead and let your friends and your family know what you're saving for, so that they know that we cannot be going out every other day. We cannot be going out to expensive places every other week. If we're going to be doing something, it has to be inexpensive and it has to be within your budget. My second tip would be to have some sort of timeline. So continue to remind yourself on a daily basis when you need the car and when you want to be finished saving for the car, when you want to have the car picked out, and when you want to buy the car. You want to have all these dates planned out. They don't have to be planned out as soon as you start saving, but towards the middle of your process, I would have these dates set aside so that you know these hard deadlines is when I need this amount of money and when I want to see and continue to pick out what cars that I want. It also gives you some sort of motivation so that you're not just like looking in the clouds like, what am I even saving for anymore? Because when you're saving so much money at one time, especially if you're doing it the way I did, I saved my money in a box, because I knew if I seen it in a savings account, if I seen those numbers, I was going to spend those numbers. But it could also be the same way for you. If you forget what you're saving for, not even forget, but life happens, and sometimes you gotta pay bills, sometimes you gotta pay for this. So if you don't have your timeline set out, you'll be like, okay, I can take this a little bit of money from here and I can take a little bit of money from there, when in reality that timeline is coming up faster than you thought it was, and then now you don't have enough money to buy the car that you want. My third tip is to cut your spending in half times 2. You have to cut down on spending. You cannot be buying $500 wig. You cannot be buying $1,000 Balenciaga boots. You cannot be buying all these expensive things. Even if it's not expensive, you cannot be allocating your money to all these different things if you want to buy a car, especially if it's in a timeline of 6 months. You also have to assess your responsibilities. I know a lot of us have kids, we have houses, we have car notes, we have a lot of things that we have to spend money on, and we have to allocate the funds to those effectively. So we have to make a budget, and we have to figure out how much money we can allocate towards our car. That'll also help you with your timeline. Eating out and miscellaneous spending has to be, like I said, cut in half times 2. I barely spent any of my spending money. I gave myself $200 per paycheck for spending money, and I barely spent any of that. I spent about $75 to $100 every 2 weeks, because I want the majority of that spending money to go right back into my savings. It was really just for cautionary purposes that I gave myself $200, but I wanted my car so bad, y'all. I'm telling you, I wanted my car so bad. I didn't spend nothing. Don't even think I got my nails done in that 6 months. I got my hair done one time in that 6 months. Like, I was not playing. I wanted my 2015 Kia Optima. I got a 2014 Kia Optima, and I love Oppa, but you know, I wanted what I wanted, so I had to save effectively. Number 4 is probably my most important tip that I have for you guys, and that is you need a car guy. Y'all see the way I just set up? Y'all need a car guy. You need a car guide because you need to know what cars are good cars. You need to know what cars are bad cars. You need to know this person can research the market for you, and that's going to be another tip that I have later in this video. They can research the market for you and let you know what used cars are running for what prices, and if these prices are reasonable and if they're not reasonable. If there's any maintenance that needs to be done to the car before you buy it. It could be a really, really good car, but this one tire needs to be changed, or these brakes need to be changed. If you don't know nothing about a car and you don't know how to fix cars, you need a car guy to do those things for you. I'm blessed to have my car guy built in. My car guy is my daddy. I'm very sure he knows how to flip a car upside down in his mind. He knows how to change whatever he knows how to change. I don't know nothing about a car, so I don't know what he knows how to change, but my daddy knows how to change it. Please don't play with him. Please don't play with him. You need a car guy so that you can go through this car finding process, especially since it's used cars. You want to get the best used car, so you need a car guy so that he can tell you what the best used car is. Now, number 5, you can go ahead and get on Craigslist and OfferUp and Facebook Marketing. Go ahead and find you a little car, a little vroom, a little fast car, NASCAR. It's that time. Me personally, I wasn't driving no hoopty, but that's just me though. If you don't care about how the car really looks and stuff like that, go ahead and get you a car that's cheap, that got good miles, and that's close to you, and go ahead and rock out. If you like me and you're not about to drive in no hoopty, I suggest you take your time. Go ahead and get your car guide, set aside about 6 to 7 months, and go ahead and car find. Number 6 is also very, very, very important. When you're buying this car, when you're thinking about the price and thinking about how much money you need to save, you have to remember the tag, the title, the insurance, and the car maintenance. You have to remember those 4 things. The tag and the title. Oh my God. The title, y'all. The freaking title. I seen a car, 2015 Kia Optima, because I really wanted the 2015 Kia Optima. And it was in Tampa, and he was about $8,000, you know, the price that I was looking to pay. When we got there, we test drove it. It was really good. I was ready to, I bought the cash in the purse. I was on go. I was ready to get this 2015 Kia Optima. He said he wanted $1,000 for the title, and my daddy said he wasn't paying that. So that's very, very, very important to think about whenever you're buying this car. The title first, because if you want to pay $8,000 for everything, but he wants $750 on top of that $8,000, you're paying about $9,000 for this car. You probably don't have $9,000 to pay for the car because you were expecting to pay $8,000. So my dad tried to negotiate them down to at least $7,000 so that I could get the car and the title for the $8,000 that I wanted to get it. So that's very important to think about, is the title. Second is the tag. I wanted a custom tag, so I paid about $116 for that tag. And then there was some other fees that I had to pay for. I think it was to switch the tag over to my name. So I had to pay that fee as well. There's plenty of fees that you're gonna have to pay. So go ahead and think about that when you're saving for your car. You have to have some extra money left over so that you're not looking crazy when you got the car but you can't drive it because you can't get no tag. Insurance as well. We need to think about insurance whenever we're car shopping. If you want a nice car like I have a 2014 Kia Optima. The nicer the car, the more the insurance, because it's going to take more to fix it if you wreck it. As simple as that. So when you're thinking about getting a nicer car, even if it's used, the insurance is going to go up. I was paying about $300 whenever I was at State Farm by myself. They're BS, but that's none of my business. I'm now on my dad's car insurance, so I don't know how much I'm paying now, but I was paying about $300 whenever I was on my own insurance. And then car maintenance. You know, you have to get oil changes. You know, you have to get brake changes. You know, I have to get car washes. You know, you have to do all that stuff. So think about that stuff as well whenever you're buying your car. And number 7, private sellers on Facebook Market will get you your car as fast as possible. I did not like OfferUp. I did not like Craigslist. I did not like that sell app or whatever it's called, because whenever I would go on there and ask, hey, is this car available? The car would have been sold about 2 years ago already. They don't come back and mark everything undone or mark the vehicle as sold whenever they sell it. They just sell it and they move on. On Facebook Market, as soon as they sell it, majority of the time, it is marked as sold. It was very annoying asking them, hey, is this car available? And the car not be available because they didn't want to come back and mark it as sold. It's real simple to do that, but people don't be wanting to do simple stuff, and that's really what aggravates me. It don't give what it's supposed to give. Another thing with Facebook Market, do not be afraid to tell these people what you are and what you are not paying for this car. You never know. They may break the price down a little bit more for you, or they may bring it down to the price that you want it, because you never know. The two people before you could have said this price is bogus and I'm not paying this. So they see a trend, a very recurring trend of people not going to pay this price, and they're going to take it down because they need the car sold. So that's a very big reason why I like Facebook Market, private sellers, because it's very easy to negotiate prices with them. With dealerships, you can't negotiate prices as well with them as you can with private sellers. Dealerships have to make money for their business. Private sellers probably just need some extra cash. You know, COVID happened. You know, life happens. So people need extra money, so they sell their car. And you're the one that's gonna buy it. So let's tell these people what you're not gonna pay, because you want it, not them. And you have to look for cars every single day. Right now, I can show you on my Facebook Market, 2015 Kia Optimas are still populating at 6 months later. 6 months later, they're still populating. I looked for cars every single day, all day, because the car you wanted yesterday could have been sold yesterday. The car that you wanted yesterday could be sold tomorrow. So you have to look and have a lot of options when it comes to buying a used car. Go ahead and look at lots as well. I know for me personally, and this is where researching the market comes into play. Me personally, when I was buying my car, gas prices were going up. So that means everything else is going up. And also the big car dealerships like Carvana were buying out the little car dealerships. So a lot of the little car dealerships didn't have any cars on a lot. And if they had any, they were marked up very, very high. The 2015 Kia Optima that I could have got for $6,000-$7,000 is now $10,000-$11,000 because of inflation and all of the things going on in our market right now. So it's very important to know what market you're buying your car in at the moment. I do have a few tips for you guys that I just picked up naturally from hearing all the car talk for those past 6 months. So my first thing is, if you don't have a car guy or you can't get a car guy yet and you want to go car shopping, if it makes a noise, do not buy it. It's simple as that. Do not buy it if it makes an or a bump. Leave it alone. Leave it right where it's at. Number 2, your car should have about 12,000 miles to 15,000 miles per year since it's been. If you have a 2014 Kia Optima like I do, it's been about 8 years since they released that car. 12,000 miles will be about 96,000 miles, and 15,000 miles will be about 120,000 miles. So the range that you want to look for is 96,000 miles to 120,000 miles. It could be less than 96,000 miles. We would like it to be less than 96,000 miles, but that's the range that you're looking for. I bought Appa at about 130,000 miles. So he was about 100,000 miles over, the range that we were looking for. But he was a very nice car. Brakes were very nice, and he drove very well. And I have not had a problem with him yet. So whenever you're looking at the miles, you can kind of give and take when you need to. But like I said, that's the range that you want to look for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this very informative video that I have for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and leave me a like and a comment and let me know what you would like to see more of. Again, my name is Jaden Denari and this is Denari Diaries, and thank you for tuning in. See you next week.